On New Year's morning, 1915, the local chapter of the Fraternal Manchester Unity Order of Oddfellows in the remote mining city of Broken Hill were setting off for their annual picnic lunch in the nearby village of Silverton. 1,200 picnickers boarded 40 iron ore rail wagons with seating installed for the 37-kilometre journey to Silverton. Shortly after leaving the station, the train passed through the outskirts of Broken Hill until 3 kilometres into the journey, the unthinkable happened. 2 men, armed with rifles, opened fire onto the carriages. 17-year-old Al McCowie was shot through the head, dying instantly. Passenger William Shaw, 46, was also mortally wounded when he too was shot in the head. His daughter Lucy, seated beside him, was injured. 5 other passengers suffered injuries, some with serious bullet wounds to the face, until the train's conductor, Dick Nyholm, who was armed, returned fire at the assailants, which made them flee the scene. Heading northeast, the gunman observed 31-year-old Alfred Millard riding a motorcycle. They shot him through the head, killing him instantly. Back on the train, pulling into a siding, while others surveyed the aftermath and helped treat the wounded, railway staff telephoned the incident through to police. The officer in charge also mobilising military units stationed in the area. After shooting and wounding a responding police officer, the pair headed toward an elevated outcrop of white quartz where they took cover. In a short space of time, a combined force of around 50 rifles had been hastily amassed and dispatched north to deal with the threat. Upon arrival, police, military personnel and civilian rifle club members poured withering fire onto the outcrop. During the ensuing gun battle, 69-year-old James Craig went into his backyard to chop wood, where he was hit by a stray bullet, becoming the 4th fatality from the incident. At around 1 p.m, with little return fire observed from the gunman, it was decided that the rocky outcrop should be rushed and the assailants neutralised. In October 1914, the German Allied Ottoman Empire officially declared war on the British Empire, presenting Gul Muhammad and Mullah Abdullah with a dilemma. While associated with Broken Hill's local Afghan population, Muhammad and Abdullah are thought to have originated from the northwestern regions of British India. Muhammad, aged in his 40s, was an ice cream vendor, regularly seen pushing his cart around Broken Hill, selling refreshments, while Abdullah, aged in his 60s, was an imam and halal butcher. Aligned politically and religiously with the Ottomans, Abdullah and Muhammad, who had served in the Turkish army, pledged allegiance to the Sultan, who had declared a holy war on the British Empire and, by association, Australia. Reported discrimination and feuds leading up to the incident may have also provided the pair motivation in taking their drastic action. When the responding force reached the outcrop, Abdullah was found dead from the hail of gunfire, while Muhammad was located suffering from up to 16 gunshot wounds. He later died from his injuries. As the bodies of the victims were transported to the town morgue, and police, military and civilian responders returned to town to process the day's events, anger amongst the locals started to ferment. During the evening, a hostile mob gathered in town and burned down Broken Hill's German club. Later, they marched on the town's Afghan encampment, where they were forced back by police. There were no further reported incidents of retaliation. As a result of Broken Hill, suspicion grew towards Germans, Austro-Hungarians, Ottomans and their allies, and a system of internment was introduced for the duration of the war. On the 3rd of January, thousands of Broken Hill residents attended funerals for the 4 victims of the incident. They would remain the only casualties sustained on Australian soil throughout the entire First World War.